All right. I'm just saying, look at it this way. That's all I'm saying. Um, when I think about my belief in a higher being, I think about the plausibility of my beliefs rather than a definitive answer. What we know now as scientists will tell us that in nature, things are never simply black or white. We need to consider the fact that things are quantumized, discretized, and not continuous in terms of the fundamental level of existence. If we start from the Big Bang and work our way downwards, if you are a theist like me, then you also have a scientific mind like me. You have to say to yourself, what is confidence? Do you have confidence in your beliefs? And if so, what is the nature of that confidence? In terms of a mathematical formula that we can develop. Confidence involves percentiles. Let me give you an analogy. If you had a bag, a very big bag, let's say a trunk, and you put 10 items in there, and one of those items was a feral animal, let's say cat, yeah, that bites everything it touches. Then someone told you to put your hand in that bag. Before you put your hand in that bag, would it be fair for you to say that that trunk, that bag, has a cat in it? Hmm? Of course. That bag is like a set with 10 items in it, and one of them is a feral cat. If you was to be blindfolded and told to put your hand in that bag, you say, hell no. I know there's 10 other items in there, but there is definitely a cat in there, so, well, I mean, it's plausible for there to be a cat in there, so I'm not really going to put my hand in there because there might be a cat that bites me in there. So, if you have a set of solutions to the Big Bang question, and one of those solutions, one of the plausible explanations to how it started, is God. You put all those solutions in a bag or trunk, and somebody tells you, is there God in that trunk? Is one of the things that could be in there. So that's a set of values when God is one of them. So you're going to have to assume that there's God in that trunk there. Hmm? This brings me back to my problem. My problem is, yeah, if we look at right outside my place, there's a van. It's been there continuously for the last 2 weeks. Hmm? This van is owned by someone who, because I'm a conspiracy theorist, I can't help myself, who, in terms of directed energy weapons, is more likely than most people to get his hands on one because of his connections and his past. And he's left that there for 2 weeks. Obviously, in terms of trunks and bags and things like that, it is plausible for there to be a directed energy weapon in that trunk. It is plausible. But it's also possible that there isn't anything in there. In terms of set of solutions, you have 2 solutions which are in that bag. One is that there's a microwave ray gun in that, and 2, there isn't. All I know is that that's a bag that contains a microwave ray gun in it. And you treat it as such. How do you act upon a wave function which contains all the possible values? It's an electron cloud. It's a cloud, but it has an electron in there. So all the possible places that that electron can be at will have to be taken into consideration. Possible values. But anyway, back to my analogy. If it's possible for that to be in there, it's better to be safe than sorry. It's easier for the mind to believe the worst. It's been there for 2 weeks, so whatever could have happened that would have been bad would be happening now, or would have happened already. And I've been meditating, treating it like there's something in there, but without acting upon it. It's the safest assumption. And the pains that I've had, it's very easy for one to believe that it's that, but I just dealt with them as pains I would normally do if something like that was attacking me, which is to meditate and clear them like I have, and I've done so. So, just wanted you to think about how to fight the devil and how to use the right logic, not the ones we're told. Yeah, you look for the active ingredient. If somebody dropped a particle, even one particle of piss in a glass, you wouldn't drink it, even though the chances of you drinking that particular particle is so low. It's safer for you to assume that there's piss in that glass. So if it is plausible for that guy to have had something like that in that van, it's safer to act as if there is something in that van and not be complacent and deal with every pain in a spiritual way. There's a cat. I'm allergic to those. But I like them though. That cat, just that cat being there, blocks up my nose. But I like him. He don't know. He don't know. He got no idea, man. He don't know. How is he supposed to know? But anyway, back to my problem. In terms of affirmation, yeah, confirming your beliefs, just think of it that way. All we have to prove is that it's possible for this to have been created by the Almighty without actually knowing if it was, because once it's plausible, it's in the bag. And if it's in the bag, it's an active ingredient. You assume that that bag has that in it. All the other solutions could be true, but we never know which one is true until we looked. But if we can't look, it's safer to assume that all the solutions are there, including God. If God is in any bag, just assume that there's God in that bag. So the set of solutions that explains the Big Bang, God is one of them. You just assume that God exists.